Yeah! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's
I
go!
can't with y'all. I can't with y'all.
Yes, you can,
I can't with
and
y'all.
you will.
My two favorite point guards. First of
Yes,
all, my
yes.
two favorite point guards
The
who are
Knicks are
both
1-0 in the postseason when Zach and I get together to watch a
who are
game.
both
Yes,
They're
who are
also
both Knicks
1-0 when
fans.
I watch a game in the state of Florida, specifically in the city of Miami. Let's go. Kwab, let's get straight to the box score. Knicks win 108 to 105. OG Anunoby, 29 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He had 6 3-pointers. Jalen Brunson, 29 points, 5 assists. 9 of 23, but, did the damn thing. Karl Anthony Towns, 14 points, 13 rebounds. And for the Celtics, Jalen Brown had 23. Tatum had 23. Derek White had 19. But more importantly, Kwab, the Celtics missed an NBA record 45 threes this game. Unbelievable. Don't even know where to start with this. In the second half, the game changed. Karl Anthony Towns goes out. Celtics go cold from 3, and the Knicks start pushing the basketball. For me, that's what it was. They finally got some type of rhythm on offense. OG was hitting open shots. Josh Hart was creating open looks. Jalen Brunson was, pushing the pace. They finally found themselves on offense. It was coincidental without Cat, because Cat had a good first half. He was awful in the second half.
Yeah.
But just overall, just an inspiring performance from our New York Knicks in the second half.
I relax. I know. You've been hyperventilating from the victory. First of all, it shouldn't have went to overtime. I'm surprised that play call at the end with Brunson. I was surprised he missed that. That was crazy.
It was.
But I think that from the start of the game, the way we all knew this, how the Celtics were going to guard the Knicks in terms of leaving a big on Josh Hart and then helping off him. And to his credit, he needs to be aggressive if the Knicks are going to have any chance of pulling out the upset in this series. And you saw a little bit more of him, like his aggressiveness in the second half when he was just like attacking the rim. But the start of the game, there was like a couple of plays where he had an open shot and he just passed it out of bounds. I'm like, bro, you can't do this. You're playing right into the Celtics' hands.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember around what mark it was. It felt like the Celtics had this game in hand. It was.
Oh yeah, I mean they went up by 20.
Yep.
And the Knicks had nothing going.
They had nothing going, and Porzingis got
got hurt,
disappeared or whatever it was. Then, like you said, the Knicks started pushing the tempo. They were getting stops, but the Celtics just kept shooting, and shooting. And you've said this before. You're like, yo, if the three is not going down and you're not doing anything else.
That's right. I mean, we had the series preview, and we start the question, the Knicks win this series if.
Yep.
And I said the Celtics have to go cold from 3.
Yep.
Now, I didn't know blizzard cold, 45 misses from 3. But it's true. They have to go cold. But I do want to give the Knicks defense credit here because there were open looks. I'm not saying they didn't have open looks that they missed, but there were a lot of contested, good rotation, just great ball pressure on the perimeter from the Knicks, specifically Mikal Bridges in overtime. Mikal was he had such a rough offensive game. Zach and I were talking. I'm like, I'm trying to give this guy grace as much as possible. It's kind of hard to do so. But, I mean, completely made up for it in overtime. He hit a corner 3. But most importantly, not just that steal at the end, but just them recognizing that, hey, Boston kills us by hitting 3s.
Yep.
So when the ball got into the paint, you saw a concerted effort from the Knicks to get out on the shooters. And they switched as best as they could. There were some mistakes here. I'm not saying there wasn't. But overall, they did a great job. There was no drop coverage today. We didn't see that at all. And that's something that we both said that.
Actually, no, there was not as. What's the right word I'm looking for?
Not as dramatic.
Not as dramatic as it's been throughout the season. But when Cat got in foul trouble, they were dropping him a little bit, but he was still closing out on shots, which is all you ask for. Which is all you ask for them defensively.
I mean, I'd rather them switch. I tweeted that in the first quarter. Even after the first quarter, I was like, I'd rather this because when the Knicks play.
Do you though? Because sorry to cut you off. I was going to say, do you though? Because then you get into these sequences with Jayson Tatum basically foul baiting on some of the fouls that got called on Cat.
I'm glad you said that.
Were terrible. You know me, I hate all form serve. That's why I get on you about Brunson. But Tatum also does the same thing. But it was when in the switch, it kind of gets it kind of gets Cat in trouble because they're
Yeah.
trying to take him off the dribble and like pump fake and jumping into him. So I don't know, but sorry to cut you off on that.
No. I'm just saying I'd rather them switch. I'm more comfortable with Cat guarding Jayson Tatum because when they drop or when they try to do like the peel and when they do the pick and pop, we didn't see a lot of the pick and pop too. To be fair to the Celtics, Porzingis was hurt.
Yeah.
So a big part of their pick and pop, pick and roll Porzingis, mismatches with Porzingis in the paint, that was missing.
Yeah.
I mean, Porzingis takes the team from here to here.
Yep.
So I'm well aware of that as a Knicks fan. So Celtics fans who are watching this, like I'm aware of that. I'm not like oblivious to that. But in those types of situations, the Knicks just never recover well.
Yeah.
And the hedge and recover or peel and recover, they never recover well. The Celtics end up getting open threes or they get into the paint easily, and it's just swing, three. And we didn't see much of that. I think a lot of it has to do with Thibodeau deciding, hey, our best option here is switching. I thought Mikal Bridges and OG did fantastic on the perimeter. OG had a huge steal in the fourth quarter and a dunk. I mean, just overall, Josh Hart, again, affecting the game in different ways, pushing the basketball, getting offensive rebounds. The Celtics, they missed 45 threes, but a lot of it was also because they were getting a lot of offensive rebounds. Yeah. And that's what was killing watching this game as a Knicks fan. Like I can't tell you how many times I don't even have the stats in front of me. I should pull up right now, but there were so many extra possessions that the Celtics had. If the Knicks just grabbed some boards, it wouldn't have been this close at the end, I think. I think they would have pulled away a little earlier. I'm looking at the stats now. The Celtics had 19 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it's tough with that because, like you said, the Knicks are closing out on 3-point shooters, and then the guards are like slipping in for rebounds. Like you have Drew Holiday or Derek White coming in for rebounds. So that's why those numbers end up being that way. They had but both teams, I think both teams did a good job offensive rebounding. Like the Knicks also.
Yeah, they did. The Knicks did too.
Yeah, part of the game they were offensive.
It wasn't
rebounding.
as good, but they got some points in the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they got some points on that. To me, I was just surprised that when the Knicks were making their run, the Celtics just didn't go to more so of a drive and kick or just attacking the rim more. It just
that's
felt
because
like
they switched everything.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is fine if you can switch, but still like attacking off the dribble.
No, I agree with that.
We talk about this a lot when it comes to Tatum. We're like he could be. He could be a generational driver, attacker, slasher to the rim. But there are too many times we feel like he settles for these contested tough shots. Yes, when the game started, he was hitting them at a high clip.
Yeah.
Like he was hitting a bunch of tough ones. Like even the ones he hit throughout the course of the game were over like double teams, or sometimes the Knicks would show two and he would still pull and they'll drop in. But some of the if you were to go back and look at some of the shots that were being taken during the Knicks run, they were terrible. Like I said, the Knicks did a good job guarding it, and they were terrible. And the Knicks won this game the most Knicks way possible. Because it was like Brunson going nuclear in the fourth.
Right.
Josh Hart just
doing Josh Hart things.
Doing Josh Hart. Mikal Bridges playing defense. OG stepping up, and I feel like he was consistent from the start of the game, and then like finding his spots here and there. Like it. Yeah. It just felt like, and Cat getting into foul trouble. Like that's the most Knicks type game ever. Like my concern, if I'm looking, I'll say before I go to the Celtics from the Knicks perspective, is that Knicks, like Cat, he needs to understand, well, you're going to double team him, or the double team is coming. And I always use this word. He has to be decisive when he catches in the post. Like, dog, just go. Yeah, go, or like make the pass, and that also goes with him and Josh Hart because they're basically forcing him to play a two-man game with them, and everybody else is kind of being shaded out. Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big factor because, like you said, in the second quarter, he was playing well before he got in foul trouble.
Yeah, no, he was, and I think the Knicks found the formula today, and I'm not saying they're going to win the series. I had the Celtics in 5. Yeah. So everyone, I think the Celtics are clearly a better basketball team. And I think the Celtics will make adjustments. I don't think they're going to miss 45 threes in game 2. It's just not going to happen. I just think sometimes the Celtics they just fall too much in love with the three and fall too much in love with the mismatch hunting. And the Knicks were victims of that themselves too. At the end of the fourth quarter, they were hell bent on getting Al Horford on Jalen Brunson
Jalen
to
Brunson,
the point
yeah.
where it was disrupting their whole offense.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to get this switch. It's taking you 15 seconds to get this switch. By the time you get the switch, there's like 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah.
And the Celtics were going through something similar where they were trying to get that mismatch. They were trying to get like an advantage. And even when they got the advantage, like you said, they didn't do anything with it. It was just tween, step back, three. Am I going to hit this? You know, the threes that they did hit, you know, was off of ball movement and kicking it and swinging the rock. I mean, Drew Holiday took a three that was like a panic three from like the corner of the corner.
And there was like 2 minutes on. I was like, yo, what? He took that like it was like they needed a buzzer beater three. I was like, why do you take these shots? But people, I know a lot of Celtics fans I see on the timeline, they basically say this is the offense.
Yeah, it's the offense. And they're not going to miss 45 threes. They're just not. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, they might if they because it might take 80 in the next game. Like, there's a possibility.
Yeah, listen, it's one game. I don't think this. I think if the Knicks have any chance, they had this split in Boston, and they did.
Yeah.
So we have a series for now.
I think just because, of course, everybody who watches this knows you're Mr. Objective Knicks fan. Throughout the start of the season, anytime the Knicks have played the Celtics or the Cavs or the Thunder, you just wanted them to look competitive throughout the course of the game.
That's all it was. And they got blown out of the building 3 out of the 4 times.
You know what I mean? That's all. Like, just don't get your And to me, this was like it was looking like another blowout, and they the second half of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. It was like, okay, this is like the type of Knicks activity you want to see on the basketball court.
Yeah.
In terms of just going balls to the wall, high level defense, hitting shots, all that. But to your point again, they spent too much time, I guess, in the fourth when they slowed it down and were like, yo, we need to get Al Horford. And then the Celtics were soft doubling and trapping and kind of telling them like, dog, at that point you have to lead. You guys are looking like you're panicking, but. Yeah. Glad it went to overtime. I'm glad y'all won because I can't do another Knicks depression show. Which I was like, please don't let this.
It's funny, man, because we do. If you're just joining us, we do a lot of game recaps. But like throughout the season, it's like big games, right? So it's like every big game the Knicks were in, they lost. I mean, this is the biggest win of the Knicks season by far. This is the first time they beat anybody who's objectively a contender.
Please go back. You can type in the Knicks recap so you can see Josh's face from every
thumbnail is me like this.
Every single one, so you understand. Like,
yeah. All right. Well, listen, the Knicks win, take a 1-0 series lead. If you want to follow us, you can everywhere at the Dive NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab, aka Yes. We'll see you. Clippers Nuggets. I'm not Clippers. My Clippers are out. Nuggets Thunder. We haven't done the Thunder in a while. Thunder fans, we're here for you. So, guys, I'm gonna go chill.
Catch your breath. Catch your breath. I know.
Peace.